What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a surprise Saturday morning gem summon challenge. That's right, the sneaky bastards at Small Giant Games have done it again. And in the interest of course, money, they have decided that they will drop a massive freaking bombshell on the whole entire community today. I don't think anybody was expecting this. I know that it went out yesterday, but honestly, 24 hours notice for something like this is pushing it pretty fine. I mean, yeah, there are tactics involved, and we may touch on that in a second, but the main thing I want to say is this is it's a bit of a travesty, to be fair. Like, I just don't think that they should be dropping stuff like this on us last minute. But that being said, of course, I need to let you guys know whether I think this is worth you dropping 3,000 gems in. We'll have a quick look at the hero lineup. They do all look to be super elemental heroes. And of course, we have for a while now had the slimes being the featured heroes in the super elemental portal. So any of these heroes are going to be at least like 6 to maybe 9 months old. We do have a couple of featured costumes in here as well. But yeah, I mean, let's go through who they've given us and what these sort of odds are that you're going to be able to get a hero that's going to be really, really useful. So from left to right, we have Nyura. So Nyura does give the element change to fire on her special skill. Cool thing, she's running at fast speed. Her stats are relatively good as far as the super elemental heroes go. So nearly, getting up there towards 1100 or the right side of 1100 team power. So she deals 550% damage to the target, which is a solid snipe at fast speed. And then the target gets negative 68% defense against ice for 3 turns. So the main thing about this hero, obviously, is the negative defense against ice. I think the snipe is good. And at fast speed, it's pretty damn good. The fact that she changes the target's element to fire for 3 turns is also strong, because obviously she's hitting with ice, and that's going to deal that much more damage against the target. And giving the negative defense down as well. So yeah, she's a great hero. Like, I do think you will use her pretty much everywhere. It's unfortunate she can't change the Titan's element. I mean, that would be quite cool. That would be really fun. And I think she'd probably be like the most sought after hero in the whole entire world. But yeah, as it is, I think she's a really good option for Titans. She's not gonna completely change the world in terms of your roster. So I wouldn't say she's going to be a hero that you must have, and that if you missed her, it's going to be the end of the world. You'll still be able to hit the Titans hard. You can still use other elemental defense down options, and you can still use other snipers. So yeah, I'm gonna say not worth it. Like, that's gonna be my ranking. It's like worth dropping my 3,000 gems to get one of them. If I don't have them, obviously, like if you have to build them up, or not really. So yeah, not a bad hero, but not the best. Next to her, we've got Crom. Okay, so Crom, nature hero. I'd like a nature hero. This is not about you. I'd like a nature hero, to be fair. But anyways, so I do like Crom. I think he's a decent hero. He is a healer, so he boosts the health of all allies by 800 at average speed, which is strong. Obviously, it says here he boosts health of all allies by an additional 50 for each nature shield. So there is an extra add-on up to 1,400 in totals. That's a massive, massive heal. Just probably the highest health boost of any hero that we've got in the game. And then all ice allies receive sand damage, all fire allies receive water damage, all dark enemies receive burn damage, and holy enemies receive poison damage. So he deals out some dot. Let's see what it is with limit breaks and emblems. So up to 1,400 of each per turn. Yeah, it's strong. Like, he's a good hero. He's got the element reflect on his ether talent. He's a great healer, and he's dishing out quite a lot of damage over time. I'm not a fan of the fact that it affects different ailments for different elements. But then again, it's kind of cool because obviously somebody could have a resistance against one element or one ailment and they won't against another. And you could use him alongside other heroes that increase damage over time. So yeah, he's good. I'm going to say just about worth it for this one. So Crom will be our first one. We'll say is worth it. Grilka. Okay. She always makes me laugh. She's got the Holy Hibiscus L. She's running at slow speed, this one, and she gets the taunt on the Ether talent. So that's strong at the start of the battle. She gets the auto taunt. I know that's really useful for a lot of players that are playing at a high level. You need to have a couple of auto taunt heroes. Just gives you a few extra turns to get cracking. And then, yeah, it says if there are 8 or more Holy Shields on the board when she casts, then all of the effects in the special skill are undispellable. That's pretty cool. So the caster gets taunt, so undispellable taunt now for 5 turns. All allies regenerate 1300 boosted health over 5 turns. So it's cool that it's boosted health, not just regular healing. And then all allies get 44% mana generation for 5 turns, which I think maybe even the strongest part of her special is like an undispellable 44% increased mana generation for 5 turns is pretty huge. Granted, she is running at slow speed. She's still a really, really good hero. So yeah, I can't say she's not worth it because I would love to have her. And I think that I could definitely use her. Yes, she's running at slow speed. So I think there may be a bit of a caveat there. So she's going to be right on the fence in terms of whether she's worth it or not. I would say like very, very damn close, if not right there. So yeah, out of the 3 heroes, there's not a bad one in sight. And we are just about to move on to probably the reason why I believe many folks will drop their 10 pulls. Or sorry, it's 20. Just realized it's 20. Okay, we're going to move the goalposts because I've just woken up and this has just dawned on me that I've been doing it based on 10. Based on 20, yeah, Crom's going to be like pushing it because 20 pulls is 6,000 gems. That's a heck of a lot of gems. I don't know if you're after any of the other heroes at the moment, but like 20,000 gems is quite a bit. So yeah, we'll say Crom for now, probably going to be the more one of the more game-changing heroes. But this guy, Gastile, yeah, he's probably going to be a very strong reason why a lot of people are just going to go ahead and drop the 6,000 because everybody wants him. And why do they want him? Well, it's pretty simple. He does the job. He does 2 very, very important jobs for heroes that face up against Titans, which can be used in regular battles as well. He doesn't deal any damage, but he does give all allies 150% normal attack increase for 4 turns. And he also gives all damage that all enemies receive increased by 55% for 4 turns. And it's at average speed. So yeah, he makes it so that everybody else on your team just performs to above their capabilities. He makes you be able to smash the granny out of ridiculously strong Titans and show all of your teammates how much better than them that you are. And I don't have him, by the way, so I'm not saying that that's what I do, but I sure as heck know when I see the Titan scores. I know who's got Gastile and who doesn't. And that's his main purpose, and that's why he's so sought after. And you'll be doing well if you get him. So we'll just say, yeah, you will be. He would be worth it if you did get him. But remember, so far we're only operating with the 2 out of 4, so we only got a 50% chance so far that you're going to get a hero that I would say would be worth that full 6,000 gems. Next on the list is Nikki. Yeah. So yeah, she's looking pretty hot with that. I think it's a whip. Looks like a whip, but also like a pole. She's definitely into some kind of BDSM stuff. But yeah, we'll go with it. So Pain Harvest, the special. So she's at slow speed as well. Never misses the targets, which is awesome because she's about damage. So 430% damage to all enemies. It's a strong hit. And then she heals all allies who have less than 60% HP. Fire allies are healed to 75% health. Other allies to 60% health. So she is a damage dealer and a healer, but she doesn't heal based off of the damage she deals. She heals based on the element that her allies are. and she heals them up to a specific percentage of health. Now, I think this is strong. I think this is actually very strong because as things happen, as power creep happens, as heroes get stronger, as stats get bigger, the percentages of healing do not change. So what do I mean by that? Let's say like in, an alternate universe in like 10 years time where, everybody's playing Empires and Puzzles and on their, microchips in their brains. If Nikki was still around, and the hero's power, the hero's health was like, say, 100,000 on HP, she would still heal that hero up to 600,000 HP because she heals the hero back up to 60% as a bare minimum. So yeah, hopefully you get my drift. She is value protected because of that. Unfortunately, her stats are a little bit lower, so 1,010 on the team power, but still usable and still definitely useful. So yeah, I'll put her right up there, like, and very close as well to being worth the 6,000 because obviously she is, like I said, value protected. And despite the fact that she's running it slow, she's a hitter and a healer as well. There we go. So next on the list is going to be Jolt. So Jolt's very fast, which is awesome. She deals damage to the target, chains the attack through all the enemies who are adjacent to the target, and all the enemies get negative 30% accuracy and increase 60% attack for all ice allies for 3 turns. So she's cool because she increases attack. She's cool because she's running at very fast speed. That's pretty much it. So the fact that the attack chains is not that strong because if there's somebody missing, it's going to block the chain. And all enemies get negative 34% accuracy is not that strong either. So in this, for the sake of time and not going too in depth, I wouldn't say that Jolt would be worth it, to be fair. So how are we looking so far? We've done 6. I'm going to say probably 3 out of the 6 so far. So we're still at 50%. Let's see if we can do any better or worse as the list closes out. So Desmond, my boy. So he's the one who deals damage to the enemies on the edges of the enemy formation. And he boosts the caster and nearby allies' health by 20% of the damage dealt to each enemy. So kind of weird because he only boosts him and the nearby enemies. And also kind of weird because he only hits the enemies on the edges of the enemy formation. If it wasn't for the last part of his special, I'd say he's pretty trashy. But as it is, and sorry for any of you who like completely rely on him all the time, he's not a bad hero. But as far as, whether he's worth 6,000 gems, the enemies on the edges of the enemy formation get silenced for 3 turns. And against ice characters, this status effect becomes uncleansable and it lasts for 2 turns longer. So yeah, if there's an ice character, they can be silenced for 5 turns. So that's freaking strong. That is incredibly strong. But it's only if there's an ice character, and it's again only to the enemies on the opposite side to the board. So yeah, I'm not going to. I don't think Desmond's worth it, to be honest. He's going to go in the not worth it. So next to him again, Jekon. I even skipped the review on this dude because I just don't think he's any good. Even with the costume at very fast speed, it's a hit all. And then it's this weird, negative accuracy to dark, negative defense to ice, negative mana to nature, and negative attack to fire. It's just not that impactful. Even with the element immunity, ether talent, and with the rogue class, he's just not that good. His stats are really relevant. So you probably get some use out of him for a little while, but you'll be frustrated because he just doesn't really do anything great. So yeah, again, gonna be a no, to be fair, for the price of the summon. Farah. Okay. Dark Brittany. I like her. Okay, I've always liked her. So she does a decent snipe, 500% damage to the target. You can see her power is a bit lower. So she's one of, shall we say, the older heroes that's in the portal. I think she's probably the oldest one of these, but still good. 500% damage to the target, additional 200% damage as many enemies as there are dark tiles on the board, up to a maximum of 12 hits. So yeah, she can hit up to 12 times if she was in line with, in terms of where the power needs to be at the moment. Like if her team power is just maybe 100, 150 points more, that would be awesome. But as it is, still really, really good. Up to 12 hits based on the tiles is ridiculous. And then the damage obviously reduced on each consecutive hit, but all the hit targets get negative 35% defense against dark. And that's like a bulwark effect on the defense down against dark. So they get a further 5% decrease every single time they hit during 4 turns, and can go down to negative 60% defense. So she's running at fast speed. She can be used pretty much everywhere, like literally everywhere. She's useful for raids. She's useful for wars. She's really useful against titans. And yeah, she's just a great hero. So yeah, I'll give her, I'll put her in the pool of heroes that'll be worth it. So so far, where are we? We're 1, 2, 3, potentially 4. So Gastile, Crom, and Farah probably for me. And then this guy, I think I'm probably going to put him in the pool of heroes that are worth it. Like, he's just straight up awesome. He's got the stats to match. He recovers health for all allies. It's a percentage heal, like I said before. That's always going to be relevant. He can recover extra health per 5 fire shields on the board, up to 60% heal in total. And he gives all allies increased attack for 4 turns, which is strong at fast speed, 55% increase, and cleanses status ailments from all allies. Pretty self-explanatory hero, but as far as team power is concerned, he's nearly 1200 team power without the limit breaks. He gets the special armor as well. Like, he's a solid hero. So yeah, that's everything for the list. So I would say that, just for a recap, we've got Grilka, who would be worth it. We've got Gastile, we've got Farah, and we've got Ignacio. So do you feel lucky? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. Do you feel lucky? Is it worth getting or sourcing 6,000 gems, with your hard-earned cash, for the chance at probably 60% chance that you're going to get someone who's not worth it, 40% chance that you're going to get someone who is? If that's worth it for you, obviously, then it is a guaranteed extra legendary hero. And if the chance is worth it to you, I just want to make you guys aware ahead of time in terms of where the heroes are sitting at the moment. So I hope that has been useful to you. Still a bit annoyed that they've just dropped it on us last minute, and hopefully in the future we would have at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks, I think, is enough notification that you can still get your gems and everything, like, out of the, wherever you're going to get them from. Like, players are still going to drop a little bit of cash, but it's not going to be like a last minute rush. And then everybody's all over the place, thinking whether they should get the gems or not, and like freaking asking daddy for his credit card and whatnot. So I don't like that. By the way, like, that is just not what I'm about. So yeah, I hope that this isn't going to become the norm, and that there is a little bit of forewarning in the future. But yeah, I wish you guys all of the best. Good luck if you are going to be dropping your 20 pulls using your gems. Hopefully you get some other awesome heroes as well if you are going to be doing it. Please do let me know in the comments if you think there's any one of these heroes that you're particularly after, that you think is going to be extremely useful, other than the ones I mentioned, or even if it is the ones I mentioned, of course, and ones that you've been chasing for a while. So drop us a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys ain't subscribed, share it with your mother, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now.